Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mordor the Depths of Dejenol, Holy Crusade. Episode 30. Oh my goodness, has it really been 30 episodes? Please stop that. So, between last episode and this one, look at my character levels. I leveled Nomad to 73. As for why I leveled Nomad to 73, say hello to the Mithril Dagger, a one-handed item, 3 swings, backstab, higher attack than the Staff of Striking, and the same damage modifier. And it's not class restricted, so I can use it on whoever. 3 swings will definitely help. Especially innate backstab, that'll boost my damage output decent amount in melee. I think my spells are still going to be the way to go, overall, for high damage and for group work, but 3 swings is not bad. 3 swings, not bad at all. And, man, I don't know why I hated Nomad so much before. I guess I was always just frustrated by the low hit point growth, that I never really gave it a chance. I mean, certainly after 30 you do not want to level it as your main class because you only get 1 hit point instead of 2 for every level past 30. But seriously, Nomad, I realized, is actually quite freaking amazing. In a lot of interesting ways. They have good attack defense growths naturally. They get weapons faster than any other class. But the biggest thing is they level so quickly. I don't think I was prepared for just how quickly Nomad's leveled. Like, level... Wow, I got critically hit and only did 4 damage. But yeah, level 73 on an elf, so not even a human or a dwarf, an elf, only took like... Why am I getting turned around so much? Are my fingers off? Oh, that might be. Yeah, level like 72 to 73 or whatever was only like 14 or 15,000 experience. Compare that to the almost 30,000 experience needed to get from level 39 to level 40 as a mage, or sorcerer. That's what I'm playing right now, sorcerer. It's insane. It was mind-boggling how quick the leveling was from, How did I even start? Was it? I'm trying to think how low it was. But yeah, from like level 38 to 73 took like a couple hours. Which, for Mordor, is not long at all. For anyone who's played Mordor, you know that just a couple hours, not long at all. I did it just like while watching a Twitch stream in the background. I powered up to 73 and honestly it was pretty quick. Especially because they have such low level requirements for items. I was able to equip like full like steel and adamantite stuff and use all my magic from my mage classes. Man, I don't know why I hated on Nomad for so long, why I was so afraid of leveling it. It just works so well. I mean, like I said, the problem is you can't get addicted to it, you can't level up Nomad as your only class, or you're way Wow, no goblins in either of those rooms. The problem with Nomad is you can't level it up as your main class without just suffering massive penalties to hit points in the long term. After 30, that is. But seriously, it was one... Wait, I killed a Dwarven guard undamaged with Summon Shade? What world do I live in where that happened? Gosh dang it, I'm feeling powerful. This is a problem. Because I'm gonna start doing dangerous, risky stuff if I'm feeling powerful. But man, if I was able to kill... I probably just high-rolled it, that's what it was. And the Dwarven Guard probably rolled low on hit points because freaking dwarves. So many hit points. But if it becomes that reasonable to take on Dwarven Guards, I might just do Dwarven Lord runs. Because that's good experience if you can... Because they have so many hit points and come in large groups. If you can kill them all quickly, that's good experience, man. And it's good money, because Warhammers and Dwarven Warhammers and Delvar's War Axes. Speaking of Warhammers... I'm just holding my head in my hands right now. You... Ugh. And this is why you kill robbers very quickly. This is about when I really start missing my Crest of the Mage, because I could have just charmed that whole first group instantly for no mana cost. Would have been fine. I would have been totally fine. But no, they steal all my gold and a Warhammer, which is like another 1 to 2 million based on how many are in the shop. Not great. Not a great feeling. Silver dragons. They are going to kill me quickly. Unless I kill them first. I haven't been casting my spells enough. Oh, I still have 106 spell points left. So yeah, excuse me. Can't breathe right now for some reason. Anyway, life. And now we have a ring. Is this the way that today's runs are gonna go? Because I'm not gonna complain if it is. I am perfectly fine with this game just throwing rings at me. I'll take those hen arts. Biggest problem... Oh, well they died quick. Biggest problem with hen arts right now is that so often they start pieced. And that's a problem. Because Soul Entrapment can't be cast when the enemies are pieced. Because it, quote, takes too long to cast. I know what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for like an old school D&D feel of like, oh, well, this spell would take several rounds to cast. So, you know, if you started casting it, the monsters would realize something was up and attack you before you'd be able to finish. But why, though? If you can cast it in combat anyway in a single round, why even limit it in the first place? I don't know. It's gotta just be some balance reason that... Whatever. I don't like it. I don't really agree with it, but you know what? You do you, Mordor. You do you, and I'll just play you. Game is pretty weird sometimes. Especially when Dazzle fails because a giant ant rolled really high on its hit points. Man, the one downside to facing all those dragons, despite getting a lot of gold, which was instantly stolen from me, they hurt a lot. Of all the monsters that I fight, dragons hurt a lot. Because most monsters miss because my defense is high enough. But Dragon's Breath weapon still hits. And it also is a natural weapon, so it only is half reduced by resistances. Yeah, dragons hurt a lot. And they also deal full damage to all companions with their breath weapon. So they hurt a lot. Come on. There we go. Three swings is nice, but part of me really wants to just power level into Paladin or Scavenger to get a fourth swing. Or a second natural swing, rather, I should say. Because that is one thing that I love about my ninja. Oh, I'm pinned. One thing I love about my ninja is that right now I just hit the point where she has 2 free multiple swings. So with the Dominator, is Dominator 2 or 3 swings? I don't have a second one, so I can't check. But either way, it's like a 2 times damage multiplier, so my ninja is tearing through everything with basic attacks. And making a lot of them as well. I've always just really liked ninjas in Mordor, because those extra multiple swings are just so fun. I mean, sure, they're nothing compared to spells, but you don't run out of multiple swings. You do run out of spell points. So let's just sell off everything else. Is this a magical ring, or is this a Ring of Nirn? Screw you, game. Ring of Myrn. -3/-3 cursed item. Most rings you find from the Twisted Elf are gonna be Rings of Myrn. And you're gonna be sad. This is honestly the farthest I think I've ever gotten with a solo character. By quite a decent amount. When I very first started playing Mordor, I would only play solo characters. I would never party up because that was just too much for kid me to manage. Plus, I also didn't even think about it. One person controlling multiple characters just seemed too weird, too strange. Like, why would you do that? Only one person should just control one person, right? Yeah, kid me didn't understand what they were doing. So I played a solo character. It was not a solo legacy character, it was just a solo first character I made, just hit the dungeon and go for it. And, you know, I'd play a lot of different types of characters. I'd, you know, go through the game a couple different times, different ways. Go through the game, quote unquote. I had the shareware version for so long, so it was literally just like I barely stepped foot onto floor 3. Like I was bad. I would play a lot, but I would never actually make much progress. I don't even know what I was doing. I'm sure it was just like not making any sense to anyone, or to me now included. Another dungeon weed. I'll just drain touch you. But yeah, I remember... I'm trying to think. My first character I remember playing was a thief. Back then, I would never level in Nomad. I would always just take my character to whatever guilds that it could be at base and just level in that. As like I said, I'd never level in Nomad, so I would never follow optimal leveling route at all. I would wind up with these really stretched characters like Osiri Thieves and Osiri Healers, Elven Sorcerers, and they would have like... I'm trying to even think. They would have like 50 hit points at level 30, and it was just... It was bad. It was not playable in the long run. Best characters I would ever have were, big surprise, giant warrior seekers. Because you just run the giant, you'd instantly start as a warrior, you could just buff up whatever. It was around that time when I was reading, like, when we got the game itself, I actually got the full version, I was reading the manual, and I was amazed, because it was like, wait, higher constitution means you get more hit points? That's weird, I've never thought of it that way. Constitution always seemed like this weird stat that's like, I don't know what it does. But Constitution gives you more hit points. I knew at the time that it was good to have, because so often when I got rezzed, I would lose points of Constitution. So I knew it was important. I didn't know why it was important, I just knew it was important. But yeah, it was around that time that I realized, oh, that's why my warrior's getting, you know, maybe 7 hit points instead of 6. Because the game said you get 6 hit points when you level. But then he got 7, and I was like, wait, what? Why is he getting 7? And then I realized, oh yeah, it must be Constitution that does that. Memories. Memories of being a kid, not knowing what the heck you're doing. Like I was saying though, earliest character I can remember... Get out of here, thief. Don't have time to deal with you. Earliest character I can remember... Still in the time I had the shareware version, I played just a straight up thief. No special things or anything. At this time, I didn't even know about the infinite money glitches. That's how crazy it was. I was an Osiri thief. I was not a nomad. I only leveled like thief straight up. I got to around level 28, I want to say. I forget. I was like mid-20s. And then I remember going down into floor 2 walking into a pack of Skuldrugals and getting one shot. And I don't think I played Mordor for like a week after that. I think I was just like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I put so much time into this character and he just got one shot. What am I doing wrong? I think I literally stepped away from the game for like a week after that. Take one step onto floor 2. I know exactly what room it was too. It was like the second room in. So like the stairs and you walk north. Is either that one or then the room one east of that. Why did I keep spamming leprosy? I should have just switched to... Ring of Protection is better than a Ring of Myrn, but would much rather have a magical ring. Yeah, I am like out of spell points already. I'm just gonna go. But yeah, one of my childhood memories of Mordor is getting one shot by that pack of Skuldrugals. And I was like, what happened? I walked into a room and instantly died. And then I looked up. Oh, one Skulldraggle hit for 28. I was not too happy about that. So that was one of the first characters I ever made. That I actually played a somewhat decent amount of. Messed around with other characters. I would tend to play... Oh wow, there's a lot of cool monsters there. Giant leeches. Trying to think what I saw. Giant ravens, giant leeches. Actually some decent experience if I had spell points. I don't know why I'm bothering to heal myself up. That'll save like one day, maybe. Yeah, that was shareware times. And I was always fascinated by the classes that I could never reach with base stats. Paladin and Villain. I thought they were like some awesome endgame class that you had to really work for to get to. And that the payoff would be so amazing. Little did I know that they're two of the least played, most useless classes ever, because generalist classes are balanced in such a way that they can't really do anything. They can do a lot of stuff poorly, but they can't do anything well. And unfortunately in Mordor, when you can level up multiple classes, you don't want to do a lot of things poorly. You want to do one thing well, and then the next thing well, and then the next thing well. I didn't know this as a kid. I did not know just how terrible these classes were, so I was always fascinated by them. So when we finally got the full version of the game... Yes, giant leeches. These are instant kill enemies. As you can tell by me walking into the room, walking out of it, and taking 37 damage. This is why you have a panic button like Ring of Frost. And that's a decent amount of experience. Yeah, so when we finally got the... Let me actually finish this story. When we finally got the full version of the game, I was like, okay, what type of character am I going to make? You install it, and... Wait, my save file from the shareware carries over? That's cool. It was interesting. It was different because the shareware version I had was 1.0. Or it was 0.9, or whatever it was. And then... the full version is 1.1. So I was a little weirded out, a little just interested to see the character portraits. So many of them were different. Like, I don't have any of the base portraits of things, but they are... Okay, some of them are the same, but so many of them are like... You look at it and you think, is this like an MS Paint drawing? Because this is kind of terrible. It's... Like, they weren't that bad. You could tell what they were. Die, freaking slug. Worst enemy. I hate giant slugs. Because they spit acid and they have over, like, almost 300 hit points. They're just... Ugh. He ate 3 drain touches before dying. 3. So installed the full version of the game, and I'm like, okay, cool, I can play what I want. Around this time, I had started playing ninjas, and even Kid Me was able to realize a couple things. First of all, I was able to realize that you could either be a troll or a human ninja. Second, I was able to realize that trolls leveled so much slower. And third, I realized that trolls generally ended up just worse off in general. So I ran a human ninja, and I finally started finding hands weapon. Actually, I think what started me on ninjas wasn't the fact that they had multiple swings. I don't even know if I knew they had multiple swings. All I knew was that I was getting drops for hands weapons. Initiate's hands, gnarled hands. Oh, a teleporter. That's fun. Nice to put me by this teleporter. Which is right by where I was. Actually, that's not where I was, because it teleported me down. Wait a second. What did it teleport me? I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening. Well, I have some giant scorpion friends now who are probably going to die. That was not effective. There's the Twisted Elf. These ice mists have an ice breath weapon. Yeah, so I was fascinated by these hand weapons, and I'm like, how does that even work? I didn't even think about it, consider, understand it. I was just like, well, you have like special hands. Okay. Sure. So I started running a ninja, and I was like, good or evil? Well, my brother played on the same computer, and he generally played good characters, good or neutral. Like, I remember he loved having a good elf sorcerer, and just leveling in sorcerer so much until he got, it was like Cold Blast, or whatever the basic cold spell was, to be its minimum casting cost of like 1 or 2, or whatever. I remember that. It is a memory I have. So I was like, well, he's taking all the good tomes, but no one's taking the evil ones. I'm just going to make an evil character then. So I played an evil ninja. That's where I was, yes. That is not the normal dungeon path I take. Why did I take this path? Oh, either way, for whatever reason, I decided to take this path, and that's where we are. Yeah, so he would play good elves and whatnot, good elf spellcasters, and I'd play this evil human ninja, and that was that. And eventually I got to the point, another reason I played ninja was because they got Charm of Opening as well, and it was earlier than Nomad. Its casting cost still sucked, but they didn't have anything else they were using their spell points with, so sure, I'll take like 3 casts of a Charm of Opening. Why not? So I would be playing this evil ninja, and we finally got the main game, and I was like, sweet. Go around, start playing around, doing this and that. And eventually I hit the point where I was severed. Oh, yeah. I looked up something. Severed only happens when you crit and backstab in the same attack. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they actually have special special pop-ups for stuff like that. I think it's fun. Yeah, so I was this evil ninja, and eventually I was like, ooh, I could be an evil ninja villain, because that actually, I have all the, I can just get all the stats for that. And since I'm a human, I can still be a villain. So I was this evil ninja villain. And I quickly realized how much villains suck. I couldn't use my special ninja weapons. The spells you get were like poison, minor heal. I didn't. I still don't understand the villain class. What is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like a blackguard? Like an anti-paladin? Like, that's the only thing that makes sense, considering, you know, most of their growths are like the counterpart to paladin growths. Kind of makes sense, I guess, but still, eh? Whatever. I was an evil ninja villain. I remember I used to have, like, contests with my brother who was running just straight up a giant warrior seeker. He'd hit level 100 something in warrior, and that was amazing to me. Because I was like, oh man, you're so high level. Farthest I remember going was to the butcher on floor 7. I remember I would have contests with my brother on who could beat all the bosses fastest. We thought like the lair monsters were like bosses of a floor, which is not entirely inaccurate. And then if a boss just wasn't there, then I don't remember what we did, but the bosses were usually there. So like we go to the Aboleth, and then we go to the Slave Driver, then we go to the Goblin Lord, and then we go to the Flame Dragon. There's no boss on 5, is there? The Twisted Elf. The guy that I kill every dungeon run, I forgot existed. I'm so close to 44. While I'm talking, I'm just going to hit 44. You go to the Twisted Elf, go to the Minotaur. The Minotaur was frightening. I always hated fighting the Minotaur. Turns out for good reason, because he sucks. Minotaur is terrible. Ugh. One of these days, okay, when I make my video on floor 6, I'm going to go to the Minotaur just to show how bullcrap he is. I guess literally speaking too, but still, just how nonsense the freaking Minotaur is. Oh, we kill Medusa too, because that's another boss we knew existed. It was like Medusa and the Minotaur. And then we'd go down to 7 and fight the Butcher. And that's as far as I remember going. I think my brother got further once before. Because he was running his warrior, and then he had like a lower level thief that he was dragging around to do thiefy things. I remember he would always win, and I was always like way behind because he's like 40 levels higher than me. I remember he would give me like a 5-minute head start, and then I'd still be way behind because I was like, okay, I'm struggling and suffering and kind of dying on floor 4 and 5, and he's just swinging through with a dwarven warhammer or something and just destroying everything. Yeah, good times though, good memories. So yeah, I don't remember exactly what my character's name was. All I remember was I was a ninja villain, and life didn't exactly go my way. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. It's been a pleasure to play Mordor for you. Hope you like the layout. I've been messing around with a couple things, my background. I think it looks nice. It definitely looks better than the black screen. Should have an end card popping up pretty soon, and it just will link you to other playlists. I have this playlist, and then I have the tips and tricks playlist. And then I'll probably throw in a link to like my newest video, whatever that may happen to be. Yeah. Also, you may or may not have noticed, I've adjusted the audio settings a little bit. I think the balance is a little better. I'm going to be keeping tabs on that and tweaking here and there, just to make sure that I'm not blasting anyone out, because I listened to some of the older, actually like most of the recent videos, and I was like, wait a second, the desktop audio is like really quiet compared to my voice. So I was like, maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, I don't know, but I'm adjusting it to have it a little more even without me getting buried by the desktop audio. So yeah, if you have any comments or suggestions for what you'd like to see more of, or something you think might improve the show, then sure, let me know in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed. Once again, I've been Mithril Zenith. This has been Mordor the Depths of Dejenol, and I hope to see you again. Have an awesome day, everyone, and Merry Christmas. I don't know if I'll post up another video until then, but Merry Christmas to ya.